Hey guys, Zephyr here, and I am very happy to announce that I am doing another giveaway, and this time I will be giving away the full set of the brand new Hot Wheels Silver Series Acceleracers. But this time, you will have not one, but two chances to win. That is because I have two complete sets of these brand new Accelerator Silver Series to give away. And as a bonus, and also just to make sure they survive shipping, I am also going to be throwing in these Hot Wheels protector cases. Here's how you can enter for your chance to win. Email zephyrprojectgiveaways@gmail.com with the subject saying giveaway entry, with the message saying your YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, or whatever platform you're seeing this on's username. Spam will be disqualified. Only one entry per person per giveaway. The first winner will be chosen at random and revealed on December 31st. This will be a two-part giveaway, with the first half of the giveaway being exclusive to the US only. This giveaway will be active from now till December 1st, with the second giveaway being opened up to the entire world and beginning on January 2026. Including the US, so if you didn't win, you will have another chance in the second giveaway. So make sure you're subscribed and following with notifications turned on, so that way you're notified when the winner is revealed. Hello Internet, my name is Zephyr and welcome to Quick Review. And this one is a bit of a throwback for me personally, as I never thought I would come across this again. This is the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive Megazord set. Starting with number 1, this is Red Ranger's dump truck. This is the biggest vehicle of the set because this vehicle makes up the main bulk of the Megazord. And spinning it around, it's got plenty of detail. It's a really cool looking dump truck. If I lift it up, it's got a nicely painted hood. And if I lift it up just a little bit further, it actually has a small little hole at the bottom for you to make a combine mode for the vehicles. Speaking of vehicles, because this is a massive dump truck, it has really nice rolling wheels. Getting into number 2 of the set, this is Black Ranger's race car. It kind of looks like a 6-wheeled Formula 1 car, and as a kid, this one actually used to be my favorite. It is the smallest vehicle out of the set, but even though it's small, it is mighty, because this is actually one of the most important pieces of the set, as if you flip it upside down, it will become the chest of the Megazord, as well as being the main hauler for the combined vehicle mode. Getting into number 3, this is the Blue Ranger's Hoverjet, and this one might be the least interesting out of all the vehicles. It doesn't do anything, it doesn't have any wheels, but it is still a very important vehicle as this has the head of the Megazord. But overall, a very underwhelming vehicle. Yeah, I suppose you have a little bit of give here at the little nozzles, and the only things you could really do with it is just post fans / wings and move them up and down. But all of the vehicles actually are numbered, with this one being no exception, because if I move the little cannon, you'll see that this is number 3. Thankfully, number 4 is a much more interesting vehicle because this is Yellow Ranger's bulldozer, or digger, or excavator, whatever this type of construction vehicle is. It does have an articulated bucket that you can move around, and that does play into the transformation a little bit. And it does also have a rotating turret at the top. And even though it might not look like it, it does have tiny little wheels at the bottom, so it does roll pretty nice. And finally, last but not least, we have number 5, the Pink Ranger Submarine. It's definitely the strangest one out of them all, but I like it. It gives me Thunderbird 4 vibes with those giant pincers at the front and the fact that it's a submarine. Speaking of pincers, they are articulated so you can rotate them a full 360. And even though it doesn't look like it, if I set it down on the table, this also has tiny little wheels to let it roll, which I find really cool. Here I have them next to some Transformers with similar vehicle modes for size comparison. As you can see, they're all relatively deluxe size, which is funny because I remember this thing being a lot bigger when I was a kid. Getting into the first combine mode, we are going to be combining all of the vehicles together. So you're going to want to start by taking the jet and placing it on top of the F1 car. It's going to have these little notches on the bottom, and you're going to want to just make sure that they snap into place, just like so. Sometimes it takes a little bit of pressure because my copy is missing one of the tank treads. And now come back to the back of the F1 car, and it'll have a small little tow hitch that you're going to want to attached to the bottom of the dump truck. So that hole I mentioned earlier in the video, you are going to want to make sure that this little tow hitch goes inside that hole, and this will ensure that the dump truck is in the combine mode. Then simply just place the two other vehicles on the back of the dump truck and you have your super vehicle. Yeah, it looks like he just threw all of the vehicles on top of each other, but it is an official combination, so I thought I'd include it. But of course, this being a Megazord, it's time to get into the combination that you all came here for. We are going to start by transforming the dump truck, and we're going to do that by unfolding the legs and extending them down. Then we're going to come to the back of the legs and flip down the massive heel spurs. Then coming to the top of the truck, we're going to want to extend this up and we're going to want to rotate it 180 degrees and push it back down. And that is the main body of the Megazord complete. Now for the Black Ranger's car. This one is the most important one, so make sure you pay attention. You're going to want to take the entire cockpit section and slide it back till it clicks into place. Then take the front nose cone and just flip the entire thing onto itself. And that is the black car complete. Now for the Blue Ranger's jet, it's super simple. You just fold the wings up and separate the head from the back of the jet. And just set the jet off to the side because now you just keep the head and rotate the little guns up. I did buy this secondhand at a local toy shop, so that is why I'm missing one of the head treads. Speaking of treads, now it's time for the Yellow Ranger's bulldozer. You're going to want to open it up, rotate the fist out, and just make sure that it is fully extended. Then just take the bucket and rest it on top of itself. And then lastly, for the Pink Ranger, super easy, just fold the fist out. Finally, to get it all combined, you just want to take the arms and peg them onto the big wheel spacer things that the dump truck has. It is a little bit tricky to get them connected, so make sure you just really push on them hard or else they'll just fall off like the Yellow Ranger just did. So just make sure that you push them nice and hard until you hear a click. Once you have the arms on, next comes the most important step, the most important part of the robot. You are going to want to make sure you connect the chest piece. And of course, once you've done that, you just spin the figure around and plop the backpack of the Megazord on the back, of course, utilizing the Blue Ranger's jet. Then finally add the head on top and you now have a completed Megazord from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. Now, Operation Overdrive is a pretty old season of Power Rangers as it came out during the Disney era, meaning that this toy is also pretty old. But what's really cool is that the lights and sounds gimmick for the head still works. Getting into robot mode size comparisons, here I have him next to a deluxe class. This is Hearts of Steel Bumblebee from the 2-pack. Here he is next to a Voyager class. This is Amalgamus Prime. I know he's a bad example because he's hunched over. He's just the only Voyager I had at the ready. And finally, here he is with a leader class. This is Megatronus Prime, aka The Fallen. So despite me remembering this thing being twice as big as a kid, it's still a pretty big boy as it manages to tower over most modern leader class figures. I'm not going to get into articulation because that was never really Power Rangers' specialty, especially with these older Megazords. So here you guys have it. A quick review on the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive Megazord. Let me know what you guys thought of this figure and this review down in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe as it greatly helps out the channel. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.